Hello, folks. We are back, and it is breaking news. We got MuffinGate 2020. Those of you that watched the trial today are probably going to know what I'm talking about. This was hilarious. And I left up my thumbnail up here because I'm very proud of it. I made it during the trial today while I was listening over at Tug's channel, that umbrella guy, which is where I hang out watching the trial because he knows so much about the case. During the breaks, he kind of brings up things that are relevant about that witness. I encourage all of you to check him out. But so today, this woman testified, right? She's the one that did an assessment on Amber Heard. And there's a reason there's Muffin Garrett there. There's a reason why Muffin Gate's written there. And there's a reason why right here, when your attorneys bring up who bought the muffins, you know it's bad. And we're going to go over a couple things today. This is just a nuts, and this is just nuts. I mean, it really is. It's kind of hilarious in a way, and then it's a little. It's just telling whenever your attorneys bring up muffins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys watch some of it. I'm started it a little early because I think it kind of sets the tone about how this woman was treated by what has now become known as the cat lady. The cat lady is typically the one sitting next to Amber Heard in the trial. She has been for several days, but now she's the one. She's the lawyer questioning this witness. So it is. She's listen. His entire this. Sorry about that. This. These lawyers. They listen to me. It's out. Listen, I'm in Tennessee. Okay, it's that time of year. We got pollen and crap floating everywhere. The mosquitoes out. Listen, it is that time. So anyway, these attorneys are, for lack of a better word, assholes. They come across as assholes. They're they kind of are badgering the witness. It seems it feels so as at times when they don't need to do that. I mean, they've got pretty compliant and pleasant witnesses. They don't need to, like, I don't know. Anyway, if you've not seen it, here's introducing this witness, and eventually we'll get to MuffinGate.
You're qualified as an expert to speak to whether a person suffered from IPV, intimate partner violence, or was a victim or survivor of IPV. Is that correct?
That's outside the task of a psychologist to determine whether an event occurred. We assess behavior, we assess mental status, we don't detect crimes.
So you have not been asked to testify to that, correct?
It's not something that occurs, so no, I have not.
So what she's basically saying here is that when you go see a psychiatrist, it's not their job to argue with their patient. So they have to believe their patient at face value. So if you walk in the door and you sit down and you accuse your partner, say in this case, she walks in and accuses Depp of doing all kinds of horrible things to her, that they have to and best face believe her because they're treating her. So they're not detectives and police officers, even though Amber Heard's attorneys try to make it seem like she isn't qualified to do that they never will be. Now she administers some tests she's qualified to give, and that's what she's testing for them today. But it's nuts, man.
And you were not ultimately asked to provide any opinions on that, correct?
No, I was not.
Okay. Now, you did not disclose in any of the designations or your report that you had met with and had dinner and drinks with Mr. Depp, did you?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yes, you did not disclose in any of the designations or in your report that you had dinner and drinks with Mr. Depp, correct?
I did not disclose that I was interviewed by the legal team, no.
Now, see what they're trying to do here. This is what makes them slimy, and it's unnecessary, and it makes you feel like they don't have a case. Because you'll see, you didn't disclose that you had dinner and drinks with Johnny Depp, did you? But they can't throw this, because see, they're used to to bullying people like this when you're the defense and trying to get them to trip up. So they're used to using all these tactics. But they're messing with a woman that's been, she does this for a living, where she knows how people are manipulated and shit. But anyway, how she's like, oh, you went to dinner with him, dun dun dun, trying to make it sound like, like they're hooking up. It's strange. And then she corrects it. She's like, I had a dinner with his team. All the attorneys were there. It's not like she was given a hand job under the damn table. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow. But this is why you see everybody making so many comments about her team as being just is horrible. Because I don't even know if you're on her side. I don't see how you couldn't even be like, good Lord.
I asked a different question. Are you trying to resist that you didn't have dinner with Mr. Depp and drinks?
I'm not trying to resist that, but it's not quite right.
You did have dinner with Mr. Depp, did you?
See what she's saying? You're trying to resist that you didn't have dinner and drinks with him? She's like, wait. See, she's trying to imply that it was intimate, and it wasn't.
Did you not?
I did, with
And
his
you had
legal
drinks
team
with
and
Mr. Depp,
Depp.
did you not?
And what?
You had drinks with Mr. Depp, did you not?
Drinks were served. This was over 2 years ago. I may have had a drink with dinner, yes.
In fact, you thought you had a mule something, right?
Possibly.
Yes, okay. And you didn't disclose that you had met with Mr. Depp, Mr. Waldman, Mr. Chu, and Ms. Vasquez at Mr. Depp's house for 3 to 4 hours and had dinner and drinks, correct?
I did not disclose that. It's not significant to the report.
You don't think that's significant, correct?
I don't.
Okay. But
Now, I'm put this in context. Every time there is a hearing or trial, right, a jury trial especially, and you are calling expert witnesses, one side or the other hires them, okay? This isn't like they show up to the door. Hello, yes, my name is Muffin Top, and I'm here because little birdie told me that you might need an expert witness. That's not how it works. The same as her side can also just as easily go out and have hired someone like her. And then what's his side going to be like? Oh, Amber Heard had dinner and drinks with, you know what I mean? It's like, this is what's tacky.
you've never been asked to meet with a client in his counsel before being retained as an expert, either before or after, have you?
No.
And you justified that it was okay in this case because it was a high-profile case.
That's not quite right. I justified it in this case. Actually, I sought consultation about it. First of all, the person who had retained his attorneys was unable to come to my office with his attorneys. And yes, this is a very visible case. It's been going on a very long time. And I understood that there would be a need to interview me and make an informed decision about my qualifications.
Which is what all of them do. Both sides do. Always. You hire the expert witness.
Can you look at page 240, please?
I'll just note something here too. None of these people, if you'll notice, are bringing up any of this paperwork. They're not leafing through it. He's not trying to scour through to find out what they're talking about. I don't know. Johnny Depp looks like he's playing Tetris right now. I mean, this dude has paperwork. I don't know if it's necessarily what she's going through. By the way, this man was brought in today. To me, this is the big dog. Okay, this is probably his name is on the side of the building. I would think because this guy, I think is it Chu, I believe, and so you can tell he's a lot more like a seasoned. He did a really good job of questions. I'll show you some of that too when it's time to redirect. It just blows everything they said out the water.
Line 3 is my question. Would you agree it's highly irregular to meet with the subject in a litigation? And your answer on that occasion was, I would not say it's highly irregular. I would say it's not something that I would typically do. However, I had not yet been retained on the case. This was a large, high-profile case, and I understood that I believed that it was appropriate for a person retaining me with such a high profile to meet me, to be able to vet me, essentially with the attorneys present prior to retaining me on his case. Do you recall that?
Yes.
That's what you said under oath, correct?
Yes.
And then I said, have you ever done that before? And you said no.
And by the way, defamation cases are very hard to win and hard to prove, no matter. So, like, you're going to want the best of the best, period. He's suing for defamation of his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird that she would go this angle of, so is it true that Johnny Depp was there in the hiring process? I mean, does she think that he's sitting there? I don't know, because he hopes they all watch his movies. He's the one that hired the lawyers, that the legal team that hired this witness. I mean, he might want to have something to do with it. Oh,
Correct. And then I said, have you ever done it since? And you said no, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now,
weird.
would you agree that if you did not find something that would be in favor of Mr. Depp and negative to Ms. Heard, that you wouldn't be an expert in this case? That I can bring
Essentially,
you into court if you're going to say,
Now watch, she didn't even let her answer the question, and this lawyer starts rambling off more. I do find annoying that they don't kind of object as to, like compound stuff like that, because of what just happened right there. Like, watch, she finishes asking her a question,
negative to Ms.
Doesn't give her
Heard,
time
that
to
you wouldn't be an expert in this case.
starts talking again.
That I can bring
essentially,
you into court if you're going to say that Ms.
what I
Heard is
mean?
right and Mr. Depp is wrong, correct?
so as a forensic psychologist, my obligation is to the court, is to the fact finder. I present science regardless of what that science may be. Now, when I take a case, my retainer agreement is explicit about that, and I discuss
Dr.
that
Crew,
with the attorneys.
I'm asking you a question. I'd like you to try to
See?
answer my
Okay.
question. You understand that if you found favorably to Ms. Heard and negatively to Mr. Depp, you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be testifying.
How would she how would she know that? Yeah, like they
No,
should.
okay, sorry.
Hold on. The objection is speculation.
That's not speculation.
No, I'll sustain.
And this is why I put this in here, is what she asked her. She just said to her, you wouldn't be hired for this if you didn't come out, but she's trying to imply, if you didn't come up here and say things negative about Amber Heard, you'd never been hired. And like, how would she know that? Like she would only know that after she filed the report and came up with her findings. And then they were like, you know what? Thanks for coming in. We're going to, for your time, blah, blah, blah. See you, bye. But she's asking her to like predict the future, predict something. And so they objected, rightly so, here as to like speculation. And literally the judge is like, it's the speculation. And the freaking lawyer tries to argue with the judge. I don't think it is. Well, it doesn't matter what the attorney thinks. That's why there's a judge.
The objection is speculation.
That's not speculation.
No, I'll sustain the objection if you want to ask.
Okay.
Look at her. It's not, I'm telling you. And if you watch, they're all kind of just sitting here like, la da la. I wonder if I'm going to have me some beer tonight, maybe a little scotch. A lot of lawyers drink scotch, by the way. Maybe a little Corona. I don't know. And this guy's like, can't we get home and wait to put those steaks on the grill? This one right here is like, oh, you catty wampus cat. You know what I mean? Again, still playing Tetris.
It goes to bias, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection. Next question.
See?
All right.
She like tries to argue. It's nuts.
It goes to bias, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay. All right.
And it's so.
You were, in fact, so excited about being involved in this case that you told your husband, even
Oh my God, here comes MuffinGate. Okay, here comes MuffinGate.
though, so excited about being involved in this case that you told your husband, even though this was a highly confidential matter, that you were going to be conducting the examination of Ms. Heard, didn't you?
That is not accurate.
You not only told your husband, but you told Ms. Heard that you told your
You
husband.
see, she said that's not accurate. And instead of being like, she just went on and like, well, and because you did this, so they're like, it's so slimy.
Correct?
I know why they're doing
Only
it, but
in the
you
examination.
got to understand, if it comes across to me as slimy, comes across the majority, like probably these people as slimy, especially how they react back here in the cheap seats, then it's going to come across to some of these juries as very slimy.
Of Ms. Heard, didn't you?
That is not accurate.
You not only told your husband, but you
See what
told,
she said? She said that's not accurate. Then she says, you not only told your husband, after she just disagreed with her, she wrote on like she said yes.
her, didn't you?
That is not accurate.
You not only told your husband, but you told Ms. Heard that you told your husband, correct?
Ms. Bredehoff, that is not accurate.
What is accurate?
You're incorrect. That is not correct.
Is your testimony today under oath that you did not tell your husband that you were going to be conducting the examination of Amber?
That is my testimony.
Okay.
Now watch what another slimy tactic that she's about to use. So it's your testimony under oath today that is not true. And like she's like, yeah, it's not true. So then she tries to walk over. Watch what she does. I'll stop. Oh, they didn't show it. All these different courtrooms have different angles, but what she did is she walked over, I believe, in this moment and picked up another pad of like papers, like she was going to bring some witness testimony, because they do this all the time if they testify in the UK case. So you think she's about to do a gotcha moment, you know what I mean? Oh, it's so funny. Where was that at? And remember, this is
Let's go
also
to page 306.
that constantly tries to talk about the court's time. Come on, where's 306? Well, she said, I told my husband. Oh, it's funny. MuffinGate.
So the question that was asked was because you brought muffins, you said, from your husband, right? You gave those to Ms. Heard, correct?
May I clarify what occurred so that we can stop talking about the muffins? What happened was that I was getting ready that morning.
And again, if you heard the gallows, the people sitting out there in the audience, if you will, they chuckled because she said, so we can stop talking about muffins.
I frequently muffins. What happened was that I was getting ready that morning. I frequently bring muffins to the office. My husband did happen to know that there was going to be a celebrity client coming in, because on the mornings that occurs, which often occurs, we have to actually clear the office and move the staff to the other office. So yes, on the one hand, he was aware of that. I was getting ready. I asked him to go to the bakery near our house and pick up the muffins for me because I was running late. He often has to do that because I often do run late. He brought the muffins back to the house. I brought them into the office. Ms. Heard and I enjoyed the muffins together. I think I made a comment to her along the lines like, we can thank my husband, my husband got these for us today, meaning he purchased the muffins. We are now enjoying them because of him.
Did you say on pages 305 and 306 that you frequently have examinations of high-profile clients? You want to just take a quick look and tell us?
What, 305, 306?
Yeah, that's where we're talking about it.
Is there a line?
No, again, so she's trying to get her, I guarantee you, so when you speculation here, that Amber Heard has told these attorneys that this client told her something about her husband in this meeting, getting the muffins, and they've took the leap over the moon to now be like, well, you told your husband about it. It was Amber Heard, didn't you? And instead of finding out the truth, it's nuts.
You'd like me to look at?
You can start with 15, line 15, 305. Just read through that and tell me whether you said anywhere in there that you have a lot of high-profile examinations. You do this frequently.
Objection to improper impeachment.
I don't agree.
Won't you approach, please?
Of course she's not going to agree. She asked the question. And that's how they're coming off looking like jerks. So she asked them about the MuffinGate. She tried to imply like that she had some kind of dun evidence that was going to prove that she just lied. Now she's going here to this page and he objects. She's like, well, I don't agree. Well, no shit. Look at them. This one's grinning. He's looking over here like, oh my God. I mean, and he's still playing Tetris. Look at all of them. Like coming in like, oh, good grief. Let's pass the notes. Yeah, we're all meeting at the bar tonight. Yeah. Look at them. Okay, the difference. Look, the difference. These people. Now look at this. He's babysitting today, by the way. No, because she has to act like she needs to lean over and say something important. They're all like, yeah, I know. The club. We're going. Yep. Yep. We got Tetris dude over here. Fast forward just a tiny bit.
So why did your husband get the muffins for Amber Heard?
He did not get the muffins for Amber Heard.
He knew you had a high-profile client, and you were preparing for a very long time, and you asked him to pick up the muffins, correct?
I asked him to pick up the muffins for me, yes.
Okay. Now, would you agree that domestic...
I mean, it's freaking so funny because this whole thing about muffins, and at the very end of it, she still is trying to like basically imply that what this woman has said, that my husband's always getting the muffins. He doesn't know who the client is. And then she's like, why would your husband getting muffins for Amber Heard? She's like, he wasn't getting them for Amber Heard. They was getting them for her, his wife, because she asked him to. And she wants the muffins so she can put them down for her clients. It's not that damn difficult.
abuse can be verbal?
Absolutely, yes.
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be emotional?
Yes, certainly.
Would you agree that domestic abuse can be psychological?
Okay, now this just gets horrifying. So I'm going to try to get to the part where they redirect, because it's just, I mean, it's quick, concise, and to the point. Okay, I'm going to add some of this in here. I was going to skip, but I think it's important because it puts some context in her redirect. So right now, the cat lady is asking her about other therapists that Amber Heard has seen, and like trying to bring up like, oh, well, they said this in the notes, they said this in the notes, and so it's good. That's going to become important in the redirect, because what her attorneys are trying to imply, his attorneys literally, I think, shoot down with like what, 2 sentences, I think.
Yes.
But this is some of that.
And do you also recall him saying that she didn't say she pushed him, she just said, I got right back up? She told me that he pushed her down and she got right back up.
I remember him saying that. Ms. Heard told him that, yes.
And do you recall him
See
testifying?
what she does there? I recall him saying that Ms. Heard told him that.
You could interpret it that way. I kind of interpret it more, metaphorically, that when somebody comes at her, she goes back at them, in a similar way, whether it's verbally or she protects herself. Do you recall that?
I recalled something along those lines, but it was a 6 or 7 hour deposition, so the specifics are not fresh in my mind.
Do you recall Dr. Cowan specifically testifying that he believed Amber Heard when she reported the physical abuse by Mr. Depp?
I recall him saying that and following it up with a statement that you have to take the patient at their word when you're the therapist.
You recall that?
Yes.
Do you recall him saying that he believed her? That he found her believable?
Yes, that he found her believable.
Okay. Now, you also testified about Amy Banks. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And before we go there, Dr. Cowan has been a clinical psychologist for 40 years, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, he testified to that, didn't he, in the deposition?
I don't recall.
And he also saw Amber Heard for over 2 years, correct?
Yes.
From 2014.
So they're trying to introduce in like this is evidence that because she told someone that she's been subjected to this, that it's evidence that it happened. Okay. When they've spent this entire time, whenever there's a witness up on the stand saying, well, you weren't there, you didn't see it, you weren't there to witness it, you didn't live with them, you didn't wipe their butts, you don't know what foundation she uses, you don't know what kind of eyeliner she uses. But they have constantly to me, I'm going to use the word badgering, but in court of law it's not, but like badgering them about how they weren't there, they wouldn't know, they didn't see any. And yet now with this witness on the stands, they're bringing in all these documents of things she's told to a psychiatrist that they're now trying to imply means it's the truth, even though they didn't see anything happen.
Approximately August 2014 to, okay. And he also testified that he did not diagnose Amber with borderline personality disorder. Do you recall that testimony?
He also testified that he doesn't use diagnoses, but yes, I do recall that.
And do you recall that it was in those words?
See, that's important. She just said, well, he said he didn't diagnose her with that. She's like, yeah, because he doesn't diagnose patients.
Words were in his notes, but he said he had written that down, but then he discounted it and determined that that was not correct for her.
Objection.
Oh, you want to approach?
Here we go again. And look, they just cannot believe kind of where they're going with this. It's great. Okay, I'm going to get to the redirect now, and I think you get the gist.
All right, now let's jump to Amy Banks.
Okay, you can thank me later for this time that I say you. I'm kidding. But like, this is the redirect.
Dr. Kerr, you were just asked a question about malingering
Yes.
and made reference to the MMPI-2. Is there another test that you did to make a determination with respect to malingering?
Yes. So malingering is a term that most psychologists, we try to be careful of it because it indicates an intent for secondary gain. I prefer feigning, which you had brought up earlier, because it indicates that somebody is intentionally exaggerating, but I don't know necessarily why. So I think that's a more accurate term in general. On the MMPI-2, yes, there was no exaggerated profile. I also gave her the CAPS-5. I don't know if you'll remember, but that is the clinician-administered PTSD scale consistent with the DSM-5. And on that, there were signs of gross exaggeration. I also looked at the test results that were provided by Dr. Hughes, and on an objective test of trauma, there is a scale specific to intentional exaggeration on that test, and Ms. Hurd was in the 98th percentile, meaning that she had engaged in extreme levels of exaggeration.
Engaged in extreme levels of exaggeration in the 98th percentile.
Thank you. You were asked about intimacy problems, relationship difficulties associated with IPV, and you then said there were some key differences.
Yes.
What are those?
So what you see when we're talking about the personality disorders is there is a very consistent pattern of the aggression, the violence, the irritability. First of all, it's escalated. But second of all, it occurs when there is either, for the borderline component, a threat of abandonment, a perceived slight, feeling like the person is about to leave you, about to walk away to get some space from an argument. It also occurs to a more mild extent, but when there's a loss of attention and a need to manipulate to try to get that attention back. But it's not, when somebody has PTSD, that irritability is sort of at a low, constant level, or it's completely random. For instance, you might have a Vietnam vet who went straight to bars for a period to get into fights with the hope that he would kill somebody and just self-destruct. So it's a very different type of presentation. IPV, it might be more irritability, but that's actually less of a symptom for female IPV victims. Usually what you'll see is somatic symptoms, the depression, a lot of fearfulness and anxiety, but typically more complaints about somatic symptoms.
Okay. You testified that some of the professionals involved in this case had to take their patient at her word. What did you mean by that?
So when you're providing therapy, you're in a very different role than an examiner. When you're the forensic examiner, you're just really looking at data to make a decision. When you're a therapist, you're an advocate for your client's well-being. And in fact, it's considered extremely unethical for a treating provider to ever provide opinion testimony like I'm providing, because it's so well known in our field that you're going to have an automatic bias for your client. It's almost a sense of protection, advocacy, wanting their best, which is why we also know that it's very inappropriate to convey any sort of opinion about whether a crime occurred, whether abuse occurred. We can certainly believe our clients. We can support them in their therapy and take them at their word. But when giving opinions and consultations, we have to be very, very cautious and really only provide the facts. We would state things in terms of, my client did report this. I saw this. Here was our treatment plan. Here was the diagnosis. We're taught, we're trained to stay away from making any sort of opinions, understanding that most of the time, and most of Ms. Heard's providers were just treating Ms. Heard. They had never so much as done an initial interview with Mr. Depp and gotten his whole life story or his symptoms or his side of any of it. And they're going to be advocating, and the treatment relationship is about helping your client achieve well-being, not making formal psychological or psychiatric opinions.
So you're asked a question about a series of doctors. Dr. Cohen, treating physician?
Yes, he was a psychologist.
Yeah. Dr. Banks, treating physician?
Dr. Banks, yes, treating psychiatrist.
Dr. Anderson?
Yes, treating psychologist.
Every one of them had to take Amber Heard at his word, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. Oh, overruled on that.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right. Is this witness subject?
You missed that. They tried to object. Again. I think she's about to say something here, too.
Yes, sir. Is this witness subject to recall?
I mean, it is just, wow. Okay, we're gonna, I'm gonna show you something else, too. Okay, to get on the lighter side of things. There are some amazing people on Twitter, like all sides. It doesn't matter what policies you believe in or politics you practice. This case has brought everyone together. Nobody's asking who you voted for. Nobody's asking, do you believe in this or that? Nobody cares. Like right now, and I'm telling you, some of the people that have put out some of the most amazing memes, it's just hilarious and done videos. So I'm gonna show you some of that. Just give you a break and laugh a little. But like this person put together a video all the times he pats his legs. There's some music in it, so I'm not going to really play it for for obvious reasons, even though I'm not monetized. Yeah, so it's just funny because it shows all the times he does a little pat on his legs. This one I found today scrolling through some other stuff. We're gonna watch this. This is flipping hilarious. This is what I mean. There's some people putting out some very hilarious things. Okay.
As you see in the evidence A, Voltaren in the drawer of Mr. Depp's bedside table. Now, why would somebody need this anti-inflammatory drug? One might say, well, because of his aging joints, but I say no. I say this was an act of recreational drug use. Put that in evidence A. And I here have something that Miss Heard kept in her purse 24 hours a day, the entirety of their relationship, a bottle of foundation. Now, why would an adult celebrity woman need makeup? Everyone knows celebrities have perfect skin. All right, put that in evidence. I think it important to let it be known to the court that Mr. Depp does, in fact, have tattoos. And that is a sign of rebellion and aggression.
I mean, again, okay, I might not agree with this person on anything else in the world. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. This is hilarious. This is how a lot of people feel watching this damn trial.
Tattoos. And he wore them a lot on his skin. Now, why would he want to mark someone's skin? Now, Mr. Depp's lawyers are going to try to say this is a defamation case, but that's not what this is about. You see, Mr. Depp's lawyers are going to say that this was a lie, but that's not what this was about. This is about the truth being told. And that not from him, though, because that's not what this is about. He's lying because Mr. Depp's lawyers are not telling the truth. We were actually deformated from his deformation, and it's like a kicking back, like tumbling thing. And so what I'm trying to say is that Mr. Depp's lawyers are going to try to say we're not telling the truth. But what is the truth? When we all and so he took her and he did one of these to her, and
It's so funny.
so that day, as I remember it, I was actually out for a walk. Objection, hearsay. So he actually, she was in the bathroom.
Oh no, see, that's what happens. I get a like or something, it kicks me back down. So we got to scroll through my stuff and get back here. Sorry about that.
So that day, as I remember it, I was actually out for a walk. Objection, hearsay. So he actually, she was in the bathroom. She was in the bathroom and had herself locked away with her clothes from Australia. We'll circle back to that in a minute. She was in her bathroom, and he was there, and he had mashed potatoes on the counter. Just to clarify, Mr. Depp, you signed the paper. Yes. All right. Sorry, just to clarify, you wrote your name on the paper? Yes. As I was saying, sorry to you put your pen on the paper and created a series of shapes that formed your name. Yes. Can I tell the story or not? Please As I was saying, I was actually... There's glass all over the floor, and alcohol, and drugs, and she had all over the place. It was all... He grabbed her and drug her through all of that, and then he started writing... Objection? Confirm. Sorry. Has Mr. Depp ever done drugs? Objection. And he drags her across the floor, in her Australian clothing. He drags her across all of that, and then he starts writing these vile things on the wall, horrible things. I'm gonna kick your ass, you little bitch. And he actually he rips her clothes off like Fire and Tiger, like something from Joe Exotic. Objection. And in his urine on the carpet, he actually writes the entirety of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. It was incredible. It was in cursive. It was actually pretty impressive. But nonetheless, I digress. This was a horrible moment in history for her.
Hilarious. I'm telling you, this is hilarious. I hope y'all find this hilarious. I found this.
Mr. Depp, with what force do you usually kiss women? Now, Mr. Depp, you said you poured yourself a mega pint of wine. What is a mega pint exactly? Across the face. Did I read that right? Did I read that right? I actually have some visual aid for your mega pint, okay? So, was this a mega pint of wine? When you kiss a woman, do you hold her tenderly by the face? Omega cream. Nope. Mr. Depp, in your previous statement, you said that your ex-wife, Mrs. Heard, allegedly put fecal matter in your bed. Yes, because she did. I do have some questions regarding the legitimacy of that statement. Oh my god. How do you know it was fecal matter? Was this a mega pint of wine? Right, I understand it smelled like fecal matter, but did it feel like fecal matter? What? Did you put your hand in it? Do you stroke her a little bit, like a little more intense? It could have been pudding. She enjoys a nice pudding on a Sunday morning. Mr. Depp, did you taste the pudding? Do you kiss her like this? If he did not taste the brown substance on his pillow, I cannot confirm and or deny that it was fecal matter. Was this your mega You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I'm so confused. Objection. What the hell? I'm just as confused as you are.
Oh my God, I left it up so you could go find it. if you want to look at, you'll see something like it is. Yeah, I looked on her Twitter thing today. I was looking for something in particular, and I just cracked up at some of the stuff. Like, look at this meme, because anybody that's following the trial knows when they got into it, like she tried to say he had butted her, and he knew he didn't hit her nose, and then she came in there with a tissue, and he said it was like nail polish and not blood. So there's not just for your nails, Chanel. You know what I mean? And then this is another good one. Like, she was always photographed with this this certain travel mug. She had it everywhere. She always used. She even had it that TMZ video where she was hiding the camera that she'd stuck down on the table after he found out about what his management team had done to him. And so here she is with these pictures of her carrying this damn thing. And then dun, 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 look at this. Look at this convenient pounds of pot. What right here? And look what this, it says, I'm laughing so hard. And the conveniently placed coffee cup with the logo facing the camera. Like, why would that be there? Like, and the source says, oh, that's the umbrella, guys. It's a holy smokes, Batman. It's hilarious. Okay, and then this one, oh my God. Okay. They really legitimately asked this question, and he's been pretty stellar. Even when he's sitting there, he doesn't react much. But this is is their son in the Bahamas. You think I'm making this up?
Their son.
I'm going to make sure to crank this. If I blow out your eardrums, I'm sorry. You've got to hear. This is not a joke. This is not a test.
And their son in the Bahamas, right?
Most of the time.
Do you know what Amber wears? And there's sun in the Bahamas, right?
Most of the time.
Do you know what Amber and
she said there's sun in the Bahamas. Oh my God.
There's sun in the Bahamas, right?
What's his face?
Most of the time.
Do you know what
It's funny, there's sun above his head. Like, everyone was kind of laughing about that earlier, like it's like a halo. But then this, I saw ran on this too. This is at Starbucks. Look at what they have here.
One for Johnny.
Oh shoot, that's a little loud. Sorry, I was trying to hear you the sun one. They're playing the Pirates of the Caribbean music, so I'm not going to worry about that being too loud. But they're at the Starbucks, and they're giving a tip. And look what these smart employees did. They put one for Johnny Depp and one for Amber Heard. You notice anything in this picture? Something's empty and something's full of dollar bills. I mean, that's pretty ingenious. And this is part of today's testimony by the first female officer that arrived on the scene, where they actually testified in court today that they did the walkthrough of the apartment, didn't see like any damage and all this other stuff. There's been a serious contingency in this case, because they submitted pictures saying that Johnny Depp had walked around with this smashing this mega pint, or no, I'm just kidding, mega bottle of like a wine or whatever, smashing around like a baseball bat. But these cops have testified they didn't see any of this. And then they were questioning her about why didn't they write a report, and this officer says because she didn't identify her as a victim of domestic violence. When she got there, all of them clammed up. None of them would answer any questions. They didn't even want to tell them who they were. And if you need me to go through that again, where they don't even talk on the phone, like, it was weird because their friend Raquel Pennington, that was in this penthouse with her, somehow miraculously got there massively quickly. She when she called, she didn't even want to give her Amber's name, didn't want to give Johnny's name, didn't give her name, said that's all I can tell you. Then Iowa to the right, like, called from New York. It's like something's up with this. This is where
you were supposed to be giving that?
She says that she didn't file a report because she didn't consider her a victim of DV.
Pamphlet to victims, you were supposed to be giving that pamphlet to victims of domestic violence on calls. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you provide a copy of this pamphlet to Amber Heard?
I did not. I did not identify her as a victim of domestic violence.
Is that the sole reason why you did not give that to Amber Heard?
Yes, we want to give them to victims of domestic violence.
You were supposed to.
She says, did you give her this pamphlet? Nope, only give it to victims of domestic violence. Is that the sole reason you didn't give it to her? This is the questions they're asking in this court. Now, if you missed this one, again, man, crackerjack representation here. This is the dude
You
questioning.
didn't know what could.
This is the dude questioning their witness. Okay, this is Amber Heard's side questioning him. The lawyer at the podium that's asking the question objects. Okay, to his own question. Is answering the question he asked.
Caused damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
The judge says, you asked the question, and this very polite Englishman, okay, that was like the house manager, you watch him, he sits back in his seat like, what? Like, you asked me, like, he kind of like,
an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Huh?
Wait, you asked the question.
He says, you asked the question.
Okay.
Now, look, they both start laughing. Like, he puts his head down so you can't really see him crack up. And even this one's like, oh my God, did this really just happen?
Okay, he said he sustained an injury to his finger. You didn't know what could cause.
I'm telling you, flipping hilarious. And then, by the way, if you're wondering how it's going to, over there on apparently on his Instagram, he's gotten over 2 million new followers on Instagram in the past week. Here is that scale. So, I don't know, guys. You tell me how it's going. And then, finally, I will show you. Oh yeah, that's me, by the way. I will show you. I love this dude, man. I'm not I watch, if I want to watch streaming like gaming, I'll be honest, like I watch Dr. Disrespect. I find it hilarious. I like the fact that dude dresses up as a character. And I don't know, he's just funny. And yeah, at my age, I do still watch gamers sometimes. And but this is Asmongold. I showed you he was in my other reaction video about, because I was going around to see what some of these streamers thought. And I just love, he's just funny to me. Like how he's reacting to this case that he really knows nothing about is, I think, indicative to how most people are seeing this case. For, this didn't really ever follow it. So I know I want, again, we're going to laugh a little because this is just, I've watched the whole damn trial today and have not missed any of it. So I need some laughs. But here's his reaction to watching some of this. This was uploaded today.
Answer my question. We'll take a look at the next one. Thank you.
As long as you're happy, sir.
Relevance, Your Honor?
Your Honor, I'm trying to move this along, and when we stop with relevance,
He said in the
objection.
Now imagine what they just said. She was like, she objected and said relevance. And then he was like, if we're going to object to relevance every time, I'm just trying to move this along. Remember, they're the side of constant objections. Like this is about to happen. And he's about to bring it up.
I'm trying to move this along, and when we stop with relevance,
he said in the
objection, hearsay.
That's them objecting.
saying that
Objection, hearsay.
That's them objecting.
Here we go again.
Calls for a legal conclusion.
I'll sustain the objection. I'll sustain the objection.
And in 2016,
what he was.
Your Honor, hearsay.
I haven't finished my sentence. How do you know?
Showed up drunk to movie premiere, reports say. Did I read that correctly?
I think that's probably true.
Is this hearsay?
June 21st, inside the trials of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You did. You should read the article.
And the last one, Mr.
This
Depp.
is a pathetic attempt.
Mr. Depp, please just respond to the question.
Damn.
What's your
The next
Mr.
question.
Rottenborn?
The next. There's nothing about this text that's trying to protect her.
Protect her.
And
From what?
and you tell.
Wow. How did she get this guy? That's what I'm so shocked about, is like, how did this guy end up being her lawyer?
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, he said he sustained an injury to.
Bro, I hope Amber Heard kept those receipts. I really do. Because, like, she needs a refund. Like, yeah, she's a bitch, but, like, this guy, I mean, like, she really needs a refund for this guy. Like, oh my God. Like, who is this guy? Look at Johnny. I don't even see where he is. Like, I can't see shit. It's fucking terrible, terrible quality. But like, yeah, it's just fucking nuts, man. GTA. He's on the right. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, there it is. That's hearsay. Yeah, sure. And it's awful. I mean, I can't believe that they hired this person, because this person like is just making her look worse than she already is.
You heard Miss Heard say, "Get off me," right?
No, I did not. Hitting the wall hard based on the
We'll just take a look at the
accusations
next
that she
exhibit, Mr.
brought. I'm sorry, I was talking.
The dancing poop emoji by her head. And remember that he's new to all this. He just started watching this when this trial started happening. So he's built this opinion, in the last, few days, from what I can tell.
Is that all right?
You would answer my question. We'll take a look at the next exhibit. Thank you.
Yeah. As long as you're happy, sir.
You didn't want her acting. You wanted to control her career, correct?
Objection, compound.
That's
Hold on,
untrue. It's a
Mr.
great
Depp,
guess.
sir. All right, yes, I'll sustain the objection.
Oh my god. Like that's really kind of that's a big is that a question or an accusation? Oh my god, what career? Yeah, true.
We can did I read that right?
Yes, Mr. Rottenborn.
You're complaining about her ambition in this text to her, to Dr. Kipper, correct?
I'm realizing that her ambition is far stronger than her supposed feelings for me, yes. It doesn't mean that I actually literally cut my finger off after, at the age of 12, finding the only thing that gave me peace, which is playing the guitar. Very unlikely. Why didn't I start lopping off digits when I was 13 then?
Just the way it was worded. Now, Miss Heard,
You see how he acted like it makes sense.
Miss Heard, what?
Objection, relevance.
What's the
Okay, here we go.
When your nerves are
But,
pushed...
sir, you
Can we approach, Your Honor?
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
See?
So bad. Oh my god. That's the lawyer's job, though, depending on the case, it's that character. No, what he's trying to do, obviously, is he's trying to paint Johnny Depp to look like a bad or abusive person, so their accusations seem more plausible to the jury. Like, you attack somebody's character, so whenever this kind of stuff happens, it's more acceptable.
She was trying to get you to stop using drugs. But
she got this
let's
lawyer
take a look
on
at what it
Fiverr.
say in
She had
this
used
text.
that term before.
In this text,
I'm telling you. So see, it's not just people who've been following it. It's people new to it. They're like, who in the hell are these attorneys?
Mr. Depp, you say there were numerous negative news stories about you. You'd agree with that, correct?
Objection, compound.
I'll sustain.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
May 7, 2016.
Yeah?
It's entitled Johnny Depp. Friends and family seriously concerned about him. Here's why.
And again, this is what I mean by they don't understand how media works, and that so many people don't trust the media as it is. And the fact that they're using the damn checkout stand magazines to try and impugn his character. He's about to say it all right here. Again, this is a streamer on Twitch. Again, and he's on YouTube too. This is his video from here, but that, just there you go.
Oh my god, what is it? Was he quoting something from the National Enquirer? What the fuck is this? It's like, I feel like, yeah, this is like, it's on the side, like whenever you're gonna check out at the store, and there's a bunch of fucking bullshit on the side. It's like, I can't believe Brad and Angelina are getting back together, and then Queen has been replaced with a raccoon? Wait, what the fuck? The Queen of England is a raccoon? How did this happen? You're pulling it up, you're like, wait, what the hell is this? What's going on here? Yeah, this is the way it goes. It's just nuts.
Yes, how did they know?
The next article.
How did they know?
From May 1st, 2017, before Miss Heard filed says Johnny Depp reportedly drank heavily and was constantly late on the new Pirates movie set. Did I read that right?
It could be.
You did, reportedly.
The next
These are
article,
all hit
also
pieces.
from May
These
10,
are drags, sir.
2017. Mr.
This
Depp,
is a pathetic attempt.
Mr. Depp, please just respond to the question that I'm asking you.
What's your
The next
question,
question,
Mr.
the next,
Yeah, he was method acting, guys. Yeah, he was method. He was in character. That's totally fucking fine. Yeah, this is pathetic. No, the thing is, like, all of these articles get written on people all the time because there's always people that don't like celebrities, and so they're waiting to find the one time that celebrity trips up so they can be like, I knew it. I knew you're not as good as you think you are. Haha, gotcha. That's what it is.
This document is entitled "Johnny Depp's Financial Woes Might Sink the Next Pirates of the Caribbean." Did I read that right?
Look at his face.
You did. I don't know.
The next article, May 25th, 2007. Johnny.
How many of these? Oh my God.
See what I mean?
This is crazy. It sounds like clickbait. Yeah, it's like you see this. Like this is like you're scrolling down BuzzFeed, and it's like 3 ways that you can give your cats. You can dress 3 ways you can dress your cat to fight the patriarchy. Take this test about your mental disorders to find out which Hogwarts school you're a part of, and then below that. It's Johnny Depp ruining Pirates of the Caribbean because he's drunk. This is just number 3. This is on the same. This is on the same website. Article isn't even relevant. No, the reason why they're doing it is they're attacking his character. You see what I'm saying? Is they're attacking his character, and the way that they do that is they want to make him look bad, and so it shows him as being a irresponsible, bad person. That's what it is. And so they're literally quoting these articles that are just...
See, he gets it. It's not feeding anybody anything. People are, because it's so obvious. It's like they're trying to build a case on feathers.
Complete bullshit as a way to discredit this guy in court.
In a tornado.
That's incredible.
While hell's raining down.
Hoping he'll get angry in court? Yeah, exactly. Because if they can make him mad, then they'll have direct evidence that, whoa, look how mad he's getting right now. I bet that's how mad he got at Amber. You see what I'm saying?
Johnny Depp's star power looks as wobbly as Jack Sparrow on a plank. Did I read that right?
You read that very, very well.
The next one, Hollywood Reporter, May 27th, 2000. Did I read that correct?
And by the way, all these people giggle. This is Amber's side. Can you imagine her sitting up there because, been testified about a mental state, but on her side, everybody giggling at him when he tells a kind of half-witted joke.
Allegedly, reports say.
June 21st, 2018. 6 months before inside the trials of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You did. You should read the article.
And the last one, June 22nd, 2018. Alison Boshoff reveals why Hollywood's reeling over what's being called Johnny Depp's career note. Did I read that correctly?
You did. Who's Alison Boshoff and how did...
It's like, who the fuck is this? Like, I don't even know who this is, and it's like some quote about her. Like, what the fuck? Like, who? Like, I have no idea who that is either. Like, oh my God. It's just crazy, man. Who the fuck is that guy? I have no idea. The lawyer's being destroyed. Well, the problem is that, there's a lot of people that have this happen to them, and it just completely fucking ruins their life, man. It does, because a lot of people aren't as charismatic or smart as Johnny Depp is. They don't know how to navigate this in the same way, so they just get eaten alive, man. They get fucked over and eaten alive. It's awful.
Let that stick with you. And this dude's not being paid. This dude's not on Team Depp. He's not part of the legal team. He's just a guy that's been watching these snippets and clip it to this trial. And he just said it.
Mr. Depp, you can't name a single actress. No further questions.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't we go ahead and take our morning recess for
What
15
the
minutes.
fuck?
Sean Bailey, who was the number 3.
Objection, hearsay.
I don't know yet. I'll overrule it at this point.
Thank you. May I continue, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Just basically said in the...
Objection, hearsay.
Your
what
Honor,
Sean Bailey said.
Oh my God. Like,
See,
oh my God. That's just like,
this is the same side that bitched about his side objecting.
you can't say anything. It's nuts.
See,
This is about
it
him
comes
learning
across
about
that way
this,
to
not for
a
the
lot of
truth.
people.
It is
Yeah.
she's
If
asking.
you want to approach,
Mr. Depp, could you please explain to the jury who Sean Bailey is? I think you were starting to.
Yes, I'll try again. Sean Bailey was quoted as saying that...
Objection, hearsay.
Mr. Depp, where was Sean Bailey quoted, without getting into what he was quoted as saying?
I don't know who did the interview with him.
Objection, lack of foundation.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Bro, like, this is just nuts. It's just, imagine this life. Objection here. Yeah, it's a GTA RP lawyer, lacks foundation. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the actual fuck, bro? Yeah, it's nuts. His strat is if they can keep their thoughts during the pause, and then they can harass him like this. Exact, a very common strategy is trying to attack his character and get him emotional before asking questions that are important. Oh yeah. Like, what you have to understand is, like, this is the same thing as, you know, the politics, right? It's not about trying to find the truth. It's not about trying to make sure that the person who, you know, has been wronged gets restitution and, you know, what they deserve. No, it's about making the other person look dumb. It's about making them look dumb in front of a jury, and the jury's like, well, this guy's dumb. Let's not, well, he loses. He's dumb.
Mr. Depp,
Had been approached to take part in writing
Objection,
Pirate
hearsay.
6.
last week Mr. Rottenborn asked you about a quote where you said you wouldn't come back to the Pirates franchise for $300 million and a million alpacas. Do you remember that?
I do.
What?
People laughing. Skip this one.
What? 1 million alpacas? That's a lot. Holy shit. Roastopia.
Do you recall when specifically you made that statement about the $300
Yeah,
million
look.
and the 100 alpacas?
I thought it was 1 million alpacas.
Overruled, all right.
Mr. Depp, do you recognize this document?
As soon as my eyes go on, I hopefully will. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I'm so pathetic when it comes to knowing what movies I've done. I'm sorry. I just, I don't watch them. I feel better not watching them. What was the question again?
It's like, I don't even really know.
I have order in the court, or I will have you removed. Understood?
There was such a massive outburst of laughter that she threatened to have them removed from the court. Look at, this is Cat Lady. She's known as Cat Lady. I believe this is Michelle. They're constantly yelling at Michelle to bring stuff up. I mean, they've all got they're so bad. They're being given nicknames. I mean, this guy should be objection because he objected to his own question. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad.
How would you describe Mr. Bettany's relationship with Miss Heard while you and Miss Heard were together?
Abominable.
Mr. Depp, I believe
Jesus.
this is another text message with Mr. Bettany that you were shown on your cross-examination.
And when he came home from school...
Your Honor, I'm just going to object on relevance. Question one.
It's just like, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna throw it. It's been, I'm below on my quota here. I haven't randomly interrupted things in 30 seconds. So, yep, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this one out there. Hey, don't forget about me. Hey, up me. There it is. Yeah, it's a 20-second cooldown, guys.
Who was this about?
He's given, of course, he's given gaming terms, but again, this is how a lot of people feel. He is just like it's nuts. It's like they have to object to everything.
We can move on.
Okay.
Mr. Depp, what if any portion of this email exchange is literally true?
What if? What kind of a fucking, like, oh, what portion? Wait.
Mr. Depp, what if any portion of this email...
What if any portion? What do you mean, what if? What is this, 3rd grade? What if in another universe you did something bad? Wouldn't that be bad? Yeah, it would be. See, I told you he was bad. I see, yeah. See, if he did something else in another situation, that would be bad.
He's so trigger happy because he's so used to the other side that he doesn't even realize this is Depp's side that is asking him. Because what they're bringing up is that, because remember, he's watching snippets. They're bringing up an email that the other side had brought up to try and drag him on. And so they're giving him the opportunity to be like, it's how he writes. He's constantly, hyperbolic. He's dramatic. Like, I mean, if you've watched any of this trial, like his messages to everyone, whether it be Amber Heard or his friend Paul Bellamy or whoever, the doctor, like, I mean, he writes like he's writing a Burton film. Like, it's just,
he's bad, guys.
It's funny because
I tried to help you.
Is so kind of triggered by it. He doesn't realize they're giving him the opportunity to give an answer.
We're all set to leave here at approximately 1:30 p.m. Hope you rested well.
What if any? Oh, did I hear it wrong?
See, he's
yeah, I heard. Did I hear it wrong? Was that it? Because the thing on the screen was not right, and so I listened to it again. No, she just said it fast. Maybe or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I guess I must not have heard it properly.
This is what this case is doing to people.
I believe there's also a napkin down there where
Objection, Your Honor. Lack
what?
of foundation. He's referring to exhibits that aren't in evidence.
All right,
I have no idea whether they even exist.
I'll sustain the objection now. Next question.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Hang up.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th.
There it is.
Dr. Kaplan told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Oh.
Next question.
Okay, you said he sustained a...
Jesus Christ.
And look at them all. Look, granted, these two are looking at each other like, huh? And like, look, this one had to cover her face. It's so embarrassing. I think this might be an Amber Heard fan. I mean, just saying. That one, maybe. Just saying.
Oh my God. Like, that is just his own question. Yeah, well, he was just... That's so bad. She's covering her face. Is she really? Let me see.
Hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
An injury to his finger. Objection, hearsay.
That's first side of the court.
What the fuck?
Okay, you said he sustained an injury.
Dude, this guy is like if Amber Heard wasn't such a complete fucking bitch, I would feel bad for her. It's like, imagine you go to Fiverr and you're like, yeah, I need a lawyer, but I've only got 30.
And remember, I didn't say that. And I mean, he's got a massive audience. And his chat streaming right over here. I leave that up for a reason. I could blow that up and keep him in it and kind of push that to the side and stuff. But I think it's important because I don't want to take away from that his content like that. I think it's important that if you wanted to, you could see, there are mixed people. There are other people like no chance Depp would win, because it's a defamation case. And those are so hard to win. And look, like I'm feeling secondhand embarrassment. You know what I mean? It's
$37. Who's interested in taking here? But I've only got 30.
Went and found her attorneys basically at the thrift store.
Imagine you go to Fiverr and you're like, yeah, I need a lawyer, but I've only got $37. Who's interested in taking the case? By the way, I'm guilty, but they don't need to know that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you go to Fiverr, you're picking this up on something like this on Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I bet Johnny Depp hired him. Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, how could this be so bad?
I literally said that in Tug's chat room. I feel almost like he hired him. I have put that in chat. Are these people working for Johnny Depp's team just because they were embarrassed themselves so bad? But again, they can only work with what they have, and what they have is a lot of people that are testifying for Depp, like the things they've seen. And we're not talking about people he met, Saturday, walking down the street and they bumped into one. We're talking about people that have worked for him. Of course, people that have worked for him for, 15, 20 years are probably going to be easily dismissed as being loyal to him. But you're talking about like people that worked at the building. You're talking about the police officers that went when she called. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about, Depp's personal assistants. We're talking about the LAPD that showed up when they called it in and didn't even write a report because they become, they shut down and wouldn't answer them, and they didn't witness any crime. They didn't witness the penthouse being disheveled, like all those pictures they submitted of the glass being broke, the wine being spilled. None of those cops saw any of it, but they were called right after it happened and showed up. Does that make any sense?
I don't even understand this. It's just unbelievable, man. Like
I had messaged
Discord.
Asked him to watch this friend right here testify. To me, still right now to this day, he is still the best witness. But like I love Asmongold so much. I bumped into his content, him doing this. Like I'm just so tempted to watch all this with you guys, and I feel kind of two-sided about it because I don't want to just rob the dude's content. I'm gonna provide some stuff in between, and I just don't think that my damn Gen Xers or whatever will hop on the old middle-aged bus with me, or themselves, and go over and watch his content. Because listen, most 40-something-year-olds aren't going to watch Asmongold, I would assume now. But look, I watch Dr. Disrespect, but he's hilarious. Like I find him funny. Okay, I mean, and sometimes
Lawyer, yeah, I guess so. Ghibli with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, McDonald. Did he call an objection on himself? Yes, he literally called an objection on himself. That's right. I'll read some of the comments here. Judge and lawyer must be terrible jobs. Imagine working with this weird, passive-aggressive, dull, unhappy atmosphere every week. Well, yeah, I mean, it sucks. Yeah, imagine like you're a judge and you have to hear this bullshit every week. Abuse that, and they see this, and I think there's a lot of women who probably hate her just as much as. I think there's a lot of women. She's literally a mockery at every woman who actually undergoes domestic abuse. Well, exactly. I think there's a lot of women out there, and they see the case with Amber Heard and all that, and they see this, and I think there's a lot of women who probably hate her just as much as the men do, because.
And as a woman, I'm going to say it's that all these women that want attention, or they're trying to get back at their boyfriends for breaking up with them and do this vindictive shit. We know that happens. If a woman tries to tell you she didn't know that happened, she's fucking lying to you. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, she's lying to you. And I think there's a lot of women out there that are sick of it or find it repulsive. That because we're being honest with people. It is horrible, but it's not uncommon. It's like, again, I can think off the top of my head 7, 8 people that I have known that have done this kind of shit to men because they're jealous or insecure or vindictive, whatever.
It's like if you're a woman and you've been like, sexually harassed, or, you've had a boyfriend who's like a piece of shit, right? And there are a lot of girls that have this happen. Like, I know obviously we're watching this, but let's keep in perspective here. There are a lot of women who have assholes like this happen. And every single time that you have a case like this that goes super public, it completely removes, like, people, it shows like a shadow of a doubt on the idea of like you being actually a good person. You see what I'm saying? Like it creates a shadow.
Well, I hope what it does is something that Asmongold said the last review I did of him, and I told everybody to go watch it. I think I even went back and played some of it because to me it was so important. I truly do hope that like I live in the South, so down here, men don't complain a lot, or it is a sign of weakness to to be like, oh, this won't mess with my head or whatever. I think in a lot of ways. I do hope that this case makes men a lot less afraid to speak up. And I am, again, my mid-40s here. I'm not on anything. But Reddit, like Reddit's a great place. I've gone to Reddit. I've learned things in Reddit. There's great Reddit threads. But maybe, somebody needs to start a Reddit thread where guys can just go in and talk about their experiences, be honest about it, say this happened to me, this woman did this to me. And because again, men are not supposed to put their hands on women, and there are some sick sadistic women out there that take that information and will do a lot of crazy shit knowing that they'll never, poking a dude, getting up in their face, screaming in their face, all this shit, like, and then be like, yeah, and then taunt them, be like, what you gonna do? You gonna put your hands on me? You gonna put and then when somebody tries to leave, like in this case it appears to be, where Depp would just constantly try to get away from her, then they start chasing them down. Now we're gonna talk right now. We're gonna finish this right now. Get it out. Like, it's like, holy shit.
Shadow of a doubt with everything, because now the next time something bad happens, people are going to think, oh, well, is this actually real, or is it like the Johnny Depp thing, right? We're like, oh, the girl's just making up a bunch of bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So it devalues all of the credibility just in general. And so, like, yeah, this is harmful for women. Absolutely.
I agree with what he's trying to say there, but I'm going to give you the flip side of it. I also hope that this opens up people's eyes to make sure, because this is such a high profile case, to understand that this does happen. That I would be curious to know, if there was a way to know, how many women got restraining orders against men that were the abusive ones themselves, or it was just as abusive. Use some of those same tactics in divorce court or child custody claims. And because they were the female in the situation, they were immediately awarded the victimhood status. I wonder how many of those there have been where it has been a situation like this, and she just because of her gender, she got away with it. Like, you know what I mean? I wonder how many are out there. I think if women are honest with themselves and don't do shit like this, I think we could all say that. I think we would all be curious to know that number.
NANI? Let me ask you a different question, Mr. Depp.
Struggles, thanks for 10 subs. Appreciate that.
Let's let him object to another one. Had a conversation with Ms. Heard.
He's just waiting for it?
Let's move beyond the conversation that
Yeah.
we had with Mr.
Said, yes.
He's baiting it out. He's fake casting, boys. He's fake casting to bait out the interrupts. Oh my God.
And to Asman's point earlier, that most men are not as charismatic. I mean, I think Johnny Depp's had, basically almost 40 years to build a reputation of, he's really kind to the crew. He's had a team around him for, decades that all love him. He's been really good too, keeps them employed. Even when he thought he might even have to sell his houses, because he didn't know how he was financially after his management team screwed him over. I haven't heard of one person that I know of. There could be, but that he let go in that time. Like, he has, 4 people that work on his island full time, and he goes there 3 or 4 times a year, and he pays these people every month. Like, I mean, so he's had that time, and so to Asmongold's point, change a lot of hearts and minds, because everybody's watching this right now because of who he is.
Oh my God.
Hearsay. She would like for him to cook. That's hearsay, I guess.
I know. I just
want to get to this point. I think it's good.
Leave him and a bunch of other stuff too.
Now, You have known, you've already testified, you've known him for 42 years. You didn't.
This is what, 42 years. Johnny Depp has known this man for 42 years. Okay. And he put this man up. He lives with him. He's the one that he did put him in one of his penthouses so he could paint, do his art. You know, it's I mean, like all these people are coming out and talking to him because he's such a
pay rent at the penthouse, correct?
Holy
shit. She tries to make it about, well, you don't pay rent and shit, so therefore you'd lie for him, right? You know, like they try to do that shit.
You have known, you've already testified, you've known him for 42 years.
But you notice there, you know, the Raquel that was Amber's best friend that lived there rent free along with her boyfriend, now known as generic white guy. This is what the police officer called him, and that was flipping hilarious. And then her sister Whitney lived there for free, but you know, nobody's like, oh, because she, you know, she's your best friend or she's your sister. We're gonna see when they get up on the stand. Depp's team better use some of those same tactics of what they did. Oh, well, she lived, y'all lived there free, right? Johnny Depp was paying all your bills, so you'd lie for Amber, because they've done it to every one of his, like, not everyone. They've done it to the one person that Johnny Depp lived there for free.
You didn't pay rent at the penthouse, correct?
Holy shit.
No, no one did.
Right. Okay. And then after you finished at the penthouse, you went over and lived with him in Sweetser, correct?
I live in one of his house that he owns on Sweetser.
And you still live there?
Look, he still lives there to this day.
Yes.
And rent free, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And has, other than the $100,000, you never paid that back, right? The $100,000 that he's given you?
No, that's a thing that's a thing for me how I look at it and stuff. At some point, I would love to pay back that money, but that's not something that is expected. He's expecting.
Would you say you're kind of beholden to Mr. Depp?
No, I'm not beholden at all.
He's given you $100,000. He's put you in that nice.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear the whole question. Can you say it again?
You were rent free and.
Now, if they knew Johnny, I don't even really say this because one of them snaky ass things I love. Well, I mean, it's kind of. If you'll notice, Johnny Depp can take a lot of the insults and shit, a lot of things they slung about him, he turns into a joke, or, you know, he gets the whole crowd laughing, if you will. But what he really doesn't like is when people go after his friends or his family. Like he hates it. He defends them. He defends them in a way, and it really bothers him when people pick on his friends and family. Like you can see him sitting there. I mean, this is one of the only times he ever wore his hair down, and people like after this, he started wearing it back in a ponytail. So I wonder if, because this has been his lifelong friend, he tried to do this to kind of hide his face because he would probably feel disgusted if they mistreated him. I don't know, you know what I mean? But it is one of the only times he's worn his hair down like this. If that's what'll get him, is when you mistreat his friends and family.
Penthouses for a number of years, and now you've been rent free ever since in Sweetser.
That's a nice friend.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I think you testified already. You're pretty angry with Ms. Heard, right?
When?
I wrote it down that you.
About all the phony, about the phony pictures that were
you mean about all the fake stuff that she said that wasn't true? Yeah, that was fucked up, huh? Yeah. About the fake shit. Yeah, like the whole thing. Yeah, true.
Again, those you don't notice, this is his damn chat, and this is just Twitch. This isn't YouTube. This is just Twitch stream. And like, see, this person's like, keep watching. This person's like, WTF, like, Lion Ted, like, you know, like, listen, it's hilarious. I personally love this, and I love it, like I've said before, because politics do not matter right now. And I wish that this situation, this case, what's happening here bleeds over into the rest of this country and the rest of the world for that matter. We don't have to agree about everything. We can disagree about stuff and still treat other like a human being. We can still be nice to one another. We can still listen to one another, whether we agree or not, and be like, listen, I might not agree with you on this, but I don't think that makes you a horrible human being.
And putting tabloids
Yeah,
and
yeah.
about the fake narrative and about and the way she's trying to
Oh
got
my God.
a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. Yeah, that kind of got
Yeah.
me
Pretty angry with it.
frustrated, confused,
I would say so.
angry, upset. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I said the best thing for us to do is not to talk to each other.
Okay. And,
Yes.
And was it fair to say you're still angry with her?
Oh, you know something? It's 6 years.
But
It's
we just heard you
6
give your
years.
version.
Am I angry anymore? I'm not, what I am is tired, and I want this all to end. Her to go heal, him to go heal.
Just to be done with it. I
so
feel like
many-
at that point, especially if you're like an older guy, like you've dealt with this shit for years, man. Like I fucking I hate that shit. I think you're just probably exhausted and you just want it to be over so you can move on with your life, you know?
That's why this to me is one of the best witnesses that's been on the stand, because he didn't go out there and act like he hated her. He said, oh, he really liked it, Amber, and she was nice to him, he complimented her, and you know what I mean. So he's not, to me, what he's saying up on the stand, he's not trying to be fake. He's not trying to be loyal to Johnny. He's not trying to throw her, make out like she was a scummy person all the time, and it's made him a very good witness because it feels like he's just telling the truth.
It sucks.
People have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created, and it's gone out the door and around the world. And so I can't even paint anymore. I've stopped painting for the last who knows how many years, and that's affected by stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and
That's nuts, man.
Move on. And
Fuck,
for
that
Johnny,
sucks.
John, his family has been completely wrecked by all
Yeah, I'll
of this
bet.
stuff, and it's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this. It's insane.
And Mr. Baruch,
That's how
Jesus
this
Christ.
happened.
And Mr. Baruch, if in fact she's telling the truth, and if in fact Mr. Depp, who has engaged in enormous.
Now, see, this is to me where I have real big issues of why they didn't object, because she said, if it's in case, in fact, that he and then she goes on to accuse Johnny Depp of all kinds of shit. She's, to me at this point, this attorney is testifying.
Mr. Depp, who has engaged in enormous rage and domestic abuse.
Listen to what she's saying, who is engaged in enormous rage and domestic abuse. She's not asking him if he's done this, if he's seen this. She's saying so.
And violence of Amber over a period of time that you wouldn't know about.
What the fuck?
Then maybe it's time for him to take responsibility, don't you think?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the objection?
That's so what the fuck? How are you even gonna say that? What if he's a bad guy though? Oh my God. That's some objection shit right there. Wow. It's speculative as fuck. Yeah, I know. It's awful.
Lack of foundation, relevance.
Speculations.
Yeah, it's completely irrelevant.
He
Yeah, what
just
the
went
fuck?
off on this rant and rave about assuming that she's.
You asked questions.
I didn't ask a question that launched that.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Okay.
Oh
you
my
don't-
God.
I'll ask this.
Okay.
Mr. Roach, you don't know whether Mr. Depp has committed domestic violence of Amber Heard, do you?
I never witnessed. I never saw or witnessed whatever type of claim that is
Yeah,
being
it's
said,
it's bullshit,
ever.
man.
I've
Okay.
never seen him be violent since teenagers from first
I
meeting.
didn't ask you that. I said you don't know whether he has committed domestic.
Do you not know? Like, is there a world where he did something at some point in his life that you don't know? Like, oh my God, how is that even a fair question? It's like, yeah, proving a negative. Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Violence or abuse on Amber Heard, isn't that correct?
That's correct. I did
Okay.
not witness any
Oh my
physical
God.
Right.
violence.
But you have seen Mr. Depp use drugs as well as drink and be drunk, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now,
I like how that's just like, oh yeah, yeah.
See, like that's what makes him such a good witness. Is he's not like, well, I don't recall. He's like, oh, for sure. And then he's like, well, he says,
Of course, right? I mean, this is a given. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course, right? That's the one thing, yeah, all the time. Like, absolutely.
I partaken.
I'm going to ask you to take a look. Let's pick up
hilarious.
Depp exhibit number 116 again. It's already.
Oh my God, man. Like, that is just, it's nuts. I love the guy. Yeah, it's just drugs and alcohol equals violence. Well, this is what these courts do, man. It's just so sad. It is. I don't even know what else to say about it besides that. It's just so fucking sad. Watch the one where she said, I didn't punch him, I hit him. Watch this video about kissing. Okay, I'll see that real quick, okay? Where is it? I think.
And I hope he did see my message to him because I was like, please react to this guy, the one he's watching right now, because again, he was my favorite witness.
It was like right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he says, like she's got great teeth. Like this one, that this triggered me, and then this is the kissing one where he's like, I'm not European. This is
Okay.
so funny.
Watch today one analysis. This is so baseless and out of the blue. Yeah, it's just awful.
Okay.
Watch the
Now,
crypto
you
land
said
one. No,
that
I
on
will
the
soon.
22nd that you kissed her on the cheek.
What day?
The 22nd, your birthday.
Okay.
22nd, Sunday, yes.
Okay. So when you showed it the first time,
Check Wild Twitter?
you
Okay.
went like this.
And this is the testimony where they think they're gonna get this. Look, this old like New Yorker guy, right? Because they're tripping everybody up and be like, you don't know what her hair was looked like that day. You don't know what clothes she was wearing that day. Well, this motherfucker does. Okay. He's like, well, you don't, what was she wearing that day? Who's like, oh, I believe, as a matter of fact, she had on this bohemian dress looking thing or what. I'm like, I mean, well, how was her hair? It was down. You know what I mean? Like, he was like on it. Then they were like, well, what kind of jewelry did she have on there? Like, he's like, well, I don't know that one. Like, it's pitiful. Like her side is like this, especially this one. She's like, you don't know if she wears what her foundation she uses, her eyeliner, her blush, her amica cream. Like, it's so bad. Do you know what color socks she had on Tuesday, May 15th of 2017? Or wait a minute, no, that's too late along. 2015. Like, it's bad.
When you showed it the first time,
Check Wild Twitter?
you
Okay.
went like this, right? And then the next time when you said you did the kisses, you went like this. What's your typical way of kissing women when you greet them or say goodbye?
I'm not understanding any of what you just did.
Okay, so
The
when
fuck?
well, I'll just leave it at Amber. I take it that you would regularly kiss Amber on the cheek when you to say hello and to say
Oh,
goodbye?
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Okay.
Tell us how you did that.
Objection.
Could you just
Your Honor.
show us how you did that?
Which time?
Bro, like, this is just, it's like, it's so obvious what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious what their goal is. He looks so confused. Yeah, because she's trying to make him seem like a creep. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she's trying to make him seem like a creep or like a weirdo or something like that in order to make people think that about him. That's just so fucked up, man. How's that relevant? It's all about attacking the person.
Oh, and see, and I didn't see that as that. I thought that what they were trying to do is because she said she was injured on that side of the face, and he said he didn't see any injuries or whatever. That I think they were in fear that when he testified to that, like she didn't grimace in pain or act like it hurt her when he smashed cheek to cheek. That I thought that's the angle they were going for, but him saying that they're trying to make him a creep. How this firm has behaved, I wouldn't doubt it.
Person's character, because what they have up here is they've got a guy who's a friend of Johnny Depp for a long time and is obviously on Johnny's side, right? So what they're doing is they're trying to attack this guy's credibility and make him look like he's either bought and paid for by Johnny Depp, or he too is also a abuser or a manipulative or a bad person in one way or another. Like that's what their goal is.
Regularly.
Did you have a different way of kissing her on the cheek different times? Or did you have a general way that you would greet or say goodbye to Amber with kisses?
It's a regular,
When you put your socks on this morning, did you bend your toes down and did you slide it up your foot? Did you do it gently? Did you cram it in there? Do you wear short booties or do you wear knee highs? I mean, like it is like
give a peck on the cheek, or like you just touch cheeks and
Okay.
that's that.
So it's a pretty soft, it's kind of like almost a superficial one, or is it a really hard one on the cheek?
See, everybody sees this. Like, unless you're like,
God damn.
damn.
God fucking damn. Like, how is this even? That's normal. Yeah, it's relevant. It's like, what is this? I slammed them cheeks. Yeah, it's just like, look at his face. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is not what I said in any capacity whatsoever, but here you are making up this bullshit. It's show business. Yeah, I know. Like, as I said, I mean, Amber Heard needs to get a refund for these lawyers. This is awful, man. It's like, also, I mean, they've got to have, it's like, every time, I mean, the jury's got to be up there thinking to themselves, like, man, they're obviously reaching here. Like, this is obviously bullshit. Like, how is it even happening?
Yeah, remember, this is a guy that did not follow anything. He's learning all this brand new, and this is his opinion on it.
Trial's live. It's not live yet, as far as I know.
You kiss someone on the side of the cheek. I don't know, pressure-wise, what kind of talk is there?
I mean, is it just one of these little pecks, or is it much harder?
No, it's a regular.
It's live? Okay, I'll finish this and I'll watch it, okay?
That's that.
So you think it was pretty hard? You peck her on the cheek pretty hard every time?
Oh my God. Oh my God. How is this even real? Like, so it's pretty hard then, right? He's like, oh, it's not that hard. Oh, so it's pretty hard then. Okay, I see what you mean. Like, what the fuck? It's like, how is the judge, like, not stopping this? Like, I mean, really, like, how is this even allowed? Like, there's, like, no account.
The pushback would be like badgering the witness or ask and answer, okay? But I will be honest with you, if I were on Depp's team, I would let it continue as well, because it's doing nothing to, in my opinion, and you can see it by like watching Asmongold or like XQC like I did the other day. There's other ones I thought about doing more, because what's happening is that the same feeling that I'm getting and now like he's getting, that the jury is seeing the same thing we are. So they might as well let her continue to do this, because it's only helping his case, that they're so desperate for anything. They're going to ask him about his kiss torque and his pressure points. Like, it's pitiful.
Accountability for such like obvious dishonest. This is like affecting people's real lives, and they're just using this like dishonest leading bullshit.
Objection, Your Honor. No, I'll sustain objection if you want the next question.
Okay. You also showed that you did one like this. Did you ever do a two kiss when you greeted Amber?
Oh my God. This is so bad.
Bro, why is she like, what is this? Like, this is crazy.
No, I'm not European. I'm from Brooklyn.
No.
No, you give, Europeans do the,
All right.
both sides. Sometimes even three. Bam, bam, bam.
Why is she dressed like a flight attendant? Like, what is this? Like, this entire thing, it's just so, I mean, I don't even.
You didn't know better. See this, even the thing on the tie looks like that stewardess wear the little clip on the tie, usually like of the flight of the airline company they work for or whatever. Like, it straight does look like she just boarded off the freaking American Airlines and got done serving a bunch of people peanuts.
It's so unbelievable, man. It's her new job. It will be after this. You're right.
Oh my God.
I just, wow.
We'll be
this
after
is damn hard to watch, man. Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
But you never did that.
No.
Jesus, this is unreal, man.
After you received your BFA, did you continue to pursue art full time?
Yeah.
Did Mr. Depp ever express an interest in your art?
Yeah.
BFA, yeah.
When was the first time that happened?
Well, first time you saw a painting in 2008. And
That's a long
then
time
the
ago.
next time was 2012.
Oh.
I had made a painting and sent it.
Sorry about that. My little dog's trying to jump off the bed and he only weighs 8 pounds and he'll hurt himself. Hang on. Oh. All right, sorry.
To my best friend, email, in an email.
Okay.
And he forwarded it to Johnny, and Johnny emailed back saying, hey, when Isaac wants to sell that, whenever he wants to sell that, to go ahead and get in touch with me because I want to buy it.
That's nice. Damn, that is
Did
nice.
Mr. Depp ever buy that painting?
No.
Why not?
Because when I brought over paintings, I had moved back to California, and I brought over a bunch of paintings for him to look at and see if he wants any, to buy any. And he looked at me and says, I got an idea. How about I be a patron, and we put together an art show, make a body of work, and then I'll throw a party and invite people. And
That's actually so fucking crazy, man. Like, a patron. The thing is, like, this is what used to happen, right? Like, back in the old days, like, a guy with a lot of money would give an artist or like a musician or something like that a patronage, and they would pay them to continue to make their work. Like, this is how they used to do it back in the fucking old days, like the Mozart and Beethoven days, like, straight up. Like, the fact that Johnny Depp is still doing that, like, that's some Old Testament good guy shit. Like, that's straight up Old Testament. Yeah. Oh my God.
and I'll sell the stuff for you, and you could keep all the money. So he didn't buy
God
any
damn.
paintings there. Instead,
I mean, he's got
offered
plenty
me
of money.
complete patronship.
So what did you understand he meant by becoming your patron?
Well, he's going to financially make it possible for me to just paint every day and put together a body of work, so that way then it could be sold.
God damn.
How did he plan to do that?
It's always been like this? Yeah.
Objection to what he planned on doing.
What did you
It's like, I never heard of this before. Like, before I saw this, like, I
Well, typically, whenever you do a patron too, you take a percentage of like the sales. And the thing that makes this different is that Johnny Depp's not asking for any money back. He's offering to put him up, pay for everything, and then let him keep all the money. Typically in these situations, like a backer, you know what I mean? But they want a cut of the, at the end of the pie. So they recoup their money plus maybe make a little bit of profit. But in this case, Johnny Depp's not asking for anything.
I've never heard of like this happening or anything. So I guess it just like it happened. It was like a friend of his, and like it just never was made public or anything like that. And so yeah, I mean, plenty of money, 100 million debt. I mean, I have no idea, right? But it's just, Yeah, it's pretty common. I didn't know if it was still that common. I never even hear about it nowadays. Like, I mean, I guess I don't know why would I, but just in general, I thought that this was kind of like a done deal type thing. Like people don't do stuff like this anymore.
Well,
That's unbelievable.
I could tell you that what it included was that the next day I ended up moving into I moved into a art studio penthouse at the Eastern Columbia building. It was, listen, I got a place for you to go ahead and live and work and put this body of art together.
Damn.
And I'll take care of you. You don't have to worry about.
And think about this. Nobody knew about this. Nobody knew he had done this. He didn't do this for clout. He didn't do this for a pat on the back. He didn't do this acting like he's donating all the money to little children. He did this in secret.
Anything.
And that's, to me, the sign of true charity, is when you do something like this and nobody knows.
And what was the place where you were going to live that Mr. Depp offered you?
The Eastern
God damn, like, bro, like, Johnny Depp's a real, like, that's a good guy. Like, oh my God. Like, that his paintings are amazing, not safe for work, though? Yeah, maybe you're right. I'll have to look and see for myself, but it's just so shocking. And it's just, yeah, straight up baller. Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, he just... Yeah, like, I mean, imagine calling the guy up to try to make him look bad, and then this is what he says. God damn, that's embarrassing.
Columbia building.
Did you take him up on that offer to live at the Eastern Columbia building?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I would expect so.
And how did that make you feel?
I started crying. One day you're in your mother's garage selling paintings for $100, $200, $300 on eBay. Next thing you know, it's an art show, and like you don't have to worry about diddly squat. Of course. I was flipping out.
When did you move into the Eastern Columbia building?
Smile.
The next day after we met and we talked.
That was real quick. God damn. Like, so that Johnny Depp just changed this.
That's one of my favorite parts of this whole thing. And she's like, so when did you move in? He's like, the next day. And then look, they just so happen to pan to his face when he does this. And again, he did all this, nobody knew.
The next day after we met and we talked.
That was real quick. God damn. Like, so that Johnny Depp just changed this dude's life right there. Oh my God. It's like, I think that's actually, in my opinion, I think that's a very good thing, a very good tell of like if somebody is an authentically good person or not, is if they're willing to do something without being, like given a bunch of accolades for this, right? It's like maybe you mentioned it offhandedly or whatever, but like other than that, it's like you just do it. It's just, expects no gain out of this. He's not going to make any money off of this. He's just trying to help his friend, like that's all. That's crazy.
The next day, I get a phone call from a guy named Kevin Murphy, who is working for Johnny, and I go and he says, hey, meet me at this address. And I go and I meet him, and here I am in front of this building. This is a beautiful building. This is like, it's whatever, 13 floors, but it's like from the 1930s, some Art Deco, beautiful building. And I'm looking, I'll go, all right, this is unreal. What, there's going to be, all right, it's going to be one of these apartments or whatever, one of these places here. I go in with Kevin Murphy. He takes me all the way up to the roof. We go into penthouse 2, and this.
I fucking love the fact that they just named the houses like it's penthouse 1, 2, and 3. Like that's it. It's like, I mean, imagine how much of an absolute fucking baller you have to be. It's like, you don't name the houses. It's like penthouse 1, 2. What? Oh, there's 5 of them?
Yep.
Like, imagine being that much of a fucking pimp, man. Oh my God.
I walk in and I'm like crying.
See, I just looked at chats. Look, Island 1. It says somebody said he don't even know if he knows he has his own private island. I think he does because the last video. Yeah,
It's
a nice place, right?
This is like a mansion situation to me.
Mr. Bruce.
Whoa, wait a minute, what's this here?
A mansion.
Amber Heard called Johnny Depp a fat old man. Yo, what the fuck? We gonna watch this one, then I want to actually see, like, what the actual thing is like, not just some fucking clip, right? But what the fuck?
No, you don't want to know what the actual thing is like, okay?
If Johnny was at home, or, you know, anywhere like that, he was able to, if they argued, he was able to leave the room, leave the argument, and go like he's always done.
Wait a bitch.
Hide in a different room to get away from it. When they
Yeah.
were traveling for,
Fuck that.
you know, the different reasons for press or whatever.
It's
and we
Johnny
booked the
Depp's
hotel
sister.
rooms, I wanted to make sure that there was an extra room, you know, because it wasn't unusual.
So she's planning ahead of time to reserve a room for the expectation that when Amber Heard hits her enrage timer, Johnny can go to another room. Holy shit, man. And his manager? Oh my.
Listen, so when she hits her, I'm going to steal that enrage timer. She hits her enrage timer. That's beautiful. Only it's like a gamer streamer kind of guy. That's what streaming all the time would come up with. So that's beautiful.
To another room. Holy shit, man. And his manager? Oh my God. That's brutal, man.
You know what I mean, for them to have an argument. So I wanted to make sure that there was an extra room. He always made effort to sort of make her happy.
That's fucked up.
I think she had she has a very strong personality.
Is that what you call it? Somebody shits in your bed, they got a strong personality. Man, that's a really strong personality, guys. Ain't that something? Oh my God.
And my brother's personality came off much more soft at that point.
I bet it did.
Have you witnessed any occasions on which Ms. Heard wasn't nice to your brother?
I have, actually. She was in...
I have, actually. As a matter of fact, now that you mention it, there's actually been a number of cases.
Disbelief and sort of disgust.
Wow.
Somebody posted in his chat, Amber Alert. That's, again, beautiful.
Disbelief and sort of disgust.
Wow.
Because she said, Dior, why would Dior want to do business with you? They're about class and they're about style. And you don't have style. You know, so it was a...
Bro, imagine telling Johnny Depp that he doesn't have style. I mean, really, like, imagine, like, bro, like, I can't even, like, it's so ridiculous that it's just like, it's not even like an insult. It's just like, you're so dumb. You're actually just dumb. Like, it's got nothing to do with, like, anything specific. It's just, you're just dumb. Like, what do you mean?
The insulting kind of taking away that one moment, you know, that insult is there. You know, I've seen the insults multiple times, actually.
What, if anything, did you hear Ms. Heard say about Mr. Depp's physical appearance?
Here we go. Here we go. And what's so funny to me about this is the fact that, like, it's just, oh my God, bro. Like, I don't want to be too rude about it. How old is Johnny Depp? Yeah, how old is Johnny Depp? I'm actually not sure. He's 58 years old. This is a 58-year-old man. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. He looks great for 58. Yeah, he's an actor. He takes care of himself professionally. Of course he looks good.
She called him an old fat man.
Bro, I gotta take a piss. Like, this is just some fucking bullshit. I'm so sick of this bitch. Like, I'm so sick of this bitch. I gotta take a piss. Like, I can't believe this, man. Like, how could you say that? And it's like, also, how the fuck? All right, all right. Listen, how the fuck do you say all this shit? Oh, he's fat. He doesn't have style. He's a loser. He's old. Bitch, you're dating him. This is you. You did this. You see what I'm saying? Like it didn't. What does this say about you?
Oh my God! You see why I love this guy? Okay, this has gone on for forever, and I want people to check him out on your own. Like you heard him. He's about to go watch it live. I think you should check this out. Check out his commentary. He is just freaking hilarious to me. I don't know. He's funny. If you need a comedy break, there's one. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to give me some suggestions in the bottom if you want to see something else in the trial covered or something else, and like and subscribe if you like it. And I'll after this trial I'll get into different kind of content. But listen, I watch this trial every day, all day, from beginning to end. Okay, I'm not a clipper. I'm a trial watcher. So appreciate you coming and hanging out. Have a good one. Take it easy.